Oh boy, I have severely neglected the gnome. No, not the gnomes. The grazers. I left off with Obed-Aroo carrying off his newborn baby through the plains, and it's winter time, and he gets home to the soddy, and he, chews up some roots and tries to feed the baby, basically baby food, but the baby desperately needs milk. And he goes and he talks to like all the other grazer families that he knows, and asks them if they know anyone who has a newborn baby, so that he could find, someone to nurse his child. And no luck. And he's desperate, and the child's just like barely holding on. He's, it's kind of one of those, nursing the baby with ketchup type deals, and the baby's just too young to be dealing with that, and plus needs, colostrum and stuff like that, and hasn't gotten that. And well, anyways, he leaves the baby with friends, and he packs up a great triangle-shaped sack full of vegetables and roots and nuts and dried berries and dried mushrooms and everything, from this one cache that he can stuff in there. And it's a pretty good sized bag. And he goes and he drops a few jewels in his pocket, a ruby, and he has this bag, and he goes with this triangle bag bouncing across the plains, and he comes to a human village, and he's getting more and more anxious as he gets closer and closer to the human village, and his stomach's getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and he's just like, they're gonna kill me and eat me and cook me with the vegetables I'm bringing. And he's so scared. Grazers occasionally have done business with humans, but they've occasionally been eaten by humans too. And this is a different group of humans than the Anat-noms. These are the ones that live in Falkenland, and they're smaller, gentler people all the way around. They're not mountain folk. They're not giants. They're not big bearded people. They shave, and they talk in long sentences, and they're chattery, more civilized, more hospitable, more into intellect and intellectualism. Whereas the Anat-noms don't hunt predators. They don't hunt creatures they respect for their killing prowess. These people don't usually hunt sentient beings. It's more they respect intelligence, and so they're less likely to eat grazers, because grazers can hold a conversation with them. But it's been known to happen. So, anyways, he starts taking these micro hops the closer he gets to town, and he knows where this one shop is. And when he walks in, the shopkeeper and this old lady are just bickering back and forth at each other. I guess the old lady had brought in wads of leaves wrapped with yarn and sold that as yarn, and somebody else bought it and complained about it, and he had to refund the money. And then somebody else came in behind that, and the shopkeeper had sold him like jars of something like spice, but there was like rice in the bottom of it. Everybody in this town rips everybody else off. It's just how it is, and there's always these pranks and these jokes being played, and they sit around and by the fire, and they bowl, and they drink coffee or chicory, which depending on how hard the times are, And so anyways, this grazer kind of pokes his head in the door, and his ears are sticking forward, and he's peeking in on this, and he's and the shopkeeper kind of looks around, you know, all the drama that's going on. He's, come on in. There's always room for more. And get out of the cold, close the door, you know, type thing. And he kind of notices, like, the big bag of vegetables, and it's lean times in the village, kind of almost a verge on a famine going on in the village. So the vegetables are like, ooh, grazer food. Yes, I'm ready to deal, you know. He's like, oh, money, you know. So anyways, he kind of pushes all the complaining customers out of the way, and focuses his attention on this kind of quivery grazer. He's like, you're not going to eat me, are you? And he's like, oh no, I never eat grazers. I don't like eating anybody I can hold a decent conversation with. And, you know, is welcoming enough. And he's like, I need to buy some milk. You need to buy some milk? Well, you brought enough vegetables to buy a goat, maybe even a cow. Well, maybe not quite enough vegetables. He kind of caught himself on that one, and he sounded out the grazer and figured out what his situation was. And I'll be right back. Let me borrow some of these. And he goes and grabs like a bottle of whiskey from the back, and some gum and some cigarettes, and takes some of the vegetables from the grazer, and goes and deals with the goat herd. And the young shopkeeper's name is Barnum. Well, he wheels and deals, and he buys a goat from the goat herd, and brings it back and gives it to Obed-Aroo, and basically takes what Obed-Aroo has, the whole stock of vegetables, and Obed-Aroo shows him the gems that he has in his pocket, and the shopkeeper's like very interested, but he hides that this time. He's like, well, you know, these are pretty pieces of glass. I could probably sell them to a little kid or something, but they're not worth that much, you know. Kind of basically swindles the rubies away from Obed-Aroo, but Obed-Aroo is just so thankful